Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar. Today I'm joined by 4 experts to talk about how cannabis businesses of any size can set themselves up for sustainable growth in this coming year with sound financial, operational, and technological strategies.
One of the pitfalls that we've seen from time to time is businesses aren't disciplined in their financial reporting early on, and it's difficult. This is an entrepreneurial industry, things move fast. It can be tough to find people that fit the skill sets that you need. But what we don't want to do is get several years in, and then you're looking at an exit transaction, and you can't produce credible financial statements for a potential buyer. You need to really be able to know what you have on hand at all times and to a certain degree what it costs and what it's worth. It's just something that's going to be critical for any transaction that you go down. And as we continue to see the industry move into the mainstream, these are the type of things that traditional creditors like banks have always scrutinized, and that's not going to change here. In fact, I would say it may be even tougher because they're not going to have a history of and a comfort level in dealing with the industry. They're probably going to be a lot tougher on the financials for cannabis businesses as we move forward.
And the most successful businesses that I've seen are businesses and companies that have specifically designated compliance managers in their states or in their businesses and assign somebody that role and say, okay, this person is going to be responsible because your rules and regulations are going to change. They're going to change very quickly. And you may or may not get notified about those changes. We've seen multiple times in multiple states where people stop paying attention, like Montana. The legislature meets every 2 years, so everything's going to stay the same. And all of a sudden, at that 2-year interval, bam, a whole slew of new regulations come out. The regulatory systems change, the rules change, your operational procedures change, your standard operating procedures have to change to match those. So somebody has to be keenly aware of those things and making sure that your tech stack matches what those rules and regulations are.
Customers now, and frankly, our culture, our entire culture demands that brands use their power to create positive change in the world. Now, just by being in this category, we believe personally that you are creating positive change in the world. But your average consumer, and there was a report that came out from Accenture that said something like 63% of consumers prefer to buy from brands that align with their vision, their values, and their beliefs, right? And that can be, it doesn't just have to be this kind of, esoteric perspective. It's things like using quality ingredients. So if you're using good ingredients and you're sourcing them from other local reputable companies, talk about that. Be transparent about that. When in doubt, look for some professionals to provide you with that additional help. You don't have to go it alone. There are a lot of organizations like ourselves that have people in the space that understand the compliance, they understand the regulations, they can help you avoid the landfalls of Instagram shutting your page down or Facebook kicking you off the platform.
I want to thank all of our panelists. I want to thank Scott, Chris, Sarah for some amazing information and conversation today.